This is Our Eye on the EU, Inter Alia's outlook on EU affairs through different lenses.
European parties have published their electoral manifestos in view of June's European Parliament elections.
It is positive that some parties underline the need to support civil society, especially in a financial way. However, all manifestos fail to present concrete measures in ensuring and enabling space for civil society. Also, they fail to meaningfully engage it in the decision-making process.
European parties' manifestos only symbolically mention civil society to remind that it is crucial for a healthy democracy. All over the EU, citizens and organizations have less and less space for expression, information, and participation. And yet, for political parties, this is not an urgency. The suppression of civic space is bound to the reinforcement of the far right.
The European Parliament sued the Commission over the release of 10.2 billion euros in frozen funds to Hungary.
What happened with the unblocking of EU funds for Hungary by the Commission resulted in the weakening of EU institutions' credibility. The European Parliament spoke clearly, especially since von der Leyen's own party supported this position.
EU commissioners deliberately misused taxpayers' money and violated EU laws, giving in to Orban's extortion capabilities. The so-upheld rule of law lost all its worth when EU leaders needed to convince an autocrat prime minister to lift his veto on the aid package to Ukraine.
The EU's Border and Coast Guard agency, Frontex, is under investigation on the shipwreck that happened in Pylos last summer.
Frontex is not sufficiently coordinated with member states in dealing with emergency cases like the one in Pylos. This leads to a lack of accountability on who has the responsibility to act when a boat is in distress. This in turn leads to more human rights violations.
It is mandatory to help any boat in distress at sea. And yet, in Pylos, neither the Greek government nor Frontex started a search and rescue operation, ignoring their responsibilities. Pylos is just another example of the violence with which the EU treats people whose only fault is seeking basic humanitarian assistance.